Stop. If you practice Stoicism, what I'm about to say may disturb you, because the very discipline you believe protects your peace might be quietly destroying it. Most people think Stoicism means emotional control. Fewer realize that control, when misunderstood, becomes suppression. And suppression is not strength. It is corrosion beneath polished stone. You were told to stay calm, to detach, to rise above emotion. But no one warned you that forced detachment can fracture the mind more violently than anger ever could. Marcus Aurelius never commanded himself to feel nothing. He commanded himself to examine everything. That difference is not subtle. It is life-altering. In the next few minutes, you will discover the most dangerous Stoic mistake, the one that feels disciplined, looks wise, and silently robs you of inner tranquility. The most insidious mistake in modern Stoicism is not laziness or ignorance. It is a misinterpretation of control. You were told to master yourself. But mastery is not suppression. Suppression convinces you that calmness equals mastery. But burying anger, fear, or sadness does not create peace. It stores a storm beneath the surface. Seneca warned, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. But denial transforms imagination into a cage. You are imprisoned, and you do not see the bars." Marcus Aurelius examined every impression. He did not silence it, he interrogated it. The modern misstep is silencing instead of understanding. What you suppress returns with greater intensity. Anger becomes rage. Fear becomes paralysis. Sadness becomes despair. And you call this discipline. Epictetus taught that we are disturbed not by events but by our judgments. Suppression abandons judgment. Observation preserves it. When you refuse to confront your emotions, you are surrendering your only true leverage, self-awareness. And without it, even the calmest mask can crumble. Here lies the silent enemy of inner peace. It masquerades as strength, looks like wisdom, and seduces disciplined minds into submission to what they do not control, themselves. There is a war raging inside you, not between right and wrong, but between awareness and avoidance. And most men mistake silence for victory. They silence anger and call it discipline. They mute fear and call it courage. They bury sadness and call it resilience. Suppressed emotion does not become wisdom. It becomes pressure. Pressure that accumulates, hidden until it erupts, often in ways you never anticipate. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "The mind becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." What color stains a mind that refuses to confront its own storm? Suppression paints the mind in denial. Denial is not Stoicism, it is fear in disguise masquerading as composure. True Stoic sovereignty requires confrontation, not with others, but with the self. The courage to examine every impulse, every judgment, every flicker of feeling. When anger appears, ask, "What judgment created this flame?" When fear rises, ask, "What belief fuels this tremor?" This is not weakness, this is philosophical surgery. It requires honesty sharp enough to cut through ego and confront every hidden shadow. Seneca warned, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Ignore the storm within, and you remain a prisoner to it. Suppression builds walls. Examination builds sovereignty. One imprisons the spirit, the other sharpens it into unbreakable strength. There is a calm that is purchased cheaply. It is borrowed from distraction, avoidance, or superficial routines. It feels comfortable, but it is brittle. True calm is forged. It is earned through confrontation, through honesty, through disciplined observation of every internal tremor. Fabricated peace is like a cracked marble floor. It appears solid until the weight of life fractures it, and the illusion shatters. Earned tranquility withstands the storm. It does not flee conflict, it observes, it understands, and it commands the chaos without being consumed by it. The modern Stoic chases comfort disguised as peace. The true Stoic confronts the storm and integrates it. Only then does serenity arise from mastery, not avoidance. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you perceive it." Perception grounded in awareness creates real calm. Perception clouded by denial creates brittle imitation. If your peace depends on avoidance, it is temporary. If your calm depends on denial, it is counterfeit. And counterfeit peace collapses under pressure. Observation transforms emotion into insight. Suppression transforms emotion into shadow, and shadows grow longer in darkness. If you seek permanent serenity, you must abandon counterfeit calm and embrace disciplined, relentless observation of your own internal storms. Only through awareness, honesty, and confrontation will peace stop being a fragile mask and become an unbreakable foundation. You have now seen the truth. Suppression masquerades as calm, denial masquerades as discipline, and ignorance masquerades as wisdom. True inner peace requires relentless self-examination. Ask yourself, are you practicing Stoicism, or are you hiding behind it? Are you truly sovereign, or merely surviving the storm within? The path to mastery is not easy. It is dangerous, it is lonely. But it is the only path that leads to calm that cannot be shaken, no matter what chaos surrounds you. Join the ranks of those who do not flee from their own shadows. Stand in the ruins of illusion and craft your foundation in truth. Subscribe to AI on Stoic. Not for comfort, not for entertainment, but for transformation. Let each video sharpen your mind, fortify your will, and illuminate the path to sovereignty. The storm will rage, the world will challenge you. But with relentless observation, ruthless honesty, and disciplined mastery, you will not break. You will rise. You will endure. You will conquer yourself. Remember, inner peace is not a gift. It is forged in the fires of truth. Begin now. Confront yourself. Master yourself. Transform.